Hey, every guy, every gal. What's going on, everyone?
Oh, wow, that does look really good. I like that.
You like that? I
That's good.
I spent a few hours yesterday. You hear me? Good. That's great. I see you. So, season 6, guys, it's here. It's finally here. It's real.
Welcome to Season 6, Pre-3, Week 1.
Week one of many. Clem Fandango. I don't know who Clem Fandango is. I'm sure
I
he's a great guy.
recognize that name.
I know Grim Fandango.
Clem Fandango. Was that the name of Christopher Walken's character in Joe Dirt? I think it was Clem something. I could have sworn maybe it was Fandango, but probably not.
I'm a low. Okay, I can boost my volume. That is not a problem. Thank you.
Boost it up.
Microphone.
Toast of London reference. Ah, okay.
125%. How about that? Is that good?
Dun, dun, dun. If it's not good, they'll let us know.
Yeah. And again, I've sorted it out so it's a lot easier for me to adjust things now rather than deep dive into menus and bullshit. So
Oh, did you put them on like
on the
the
audio mix.
foregrounds underneath the screen and stuff?
Yes. Like I even have these
Yes.
split out. I have the background split out. I have my microphone split out because all I used to have was just my desktop audio. It was one source.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, boy, that is clunky and difficult, but you know, when you're slapping shit together and throwing it online, that's kind of how it goes.
Pretty much.
Garlips was a big inspiration when he was sending me like the scene packages for Struggle R, and just seeing how he had split out all his different sources for everything. It gave me a lot of inspiration and a lot of good tips on how to adjust things.
That Garlips is a pretty cool guy. Doesn't afraid of anything.
I do like him. He's a good one. All right, you ready to jump into this bad boy?
I'm ready. Let's do this.
Season 6, Week 1, everyone. The mighty Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis.
I thought you were going to say Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
The mighty Boss Tones would have been better than this.
Yeah, admittedly, yeah. And I love Sonic. I love the early Sonic games, but this, woo!
Yeah,
You're in for a treat, people who have not played this yet.
This is a bad one.
Garlips.
Garlips is doing his run tomorrow. Yeah, this is a bad one. It's bad in every. I was telling Kylo here before we got started. This might be the second worst game on the wheel. I mean, we have Suck, and Suck is probably the only thing that could top this. So, you know, in true wheel fashion, Week 1. Here.
It was still just amazingly hilarious how there was like, oh, there's a 10 on the wheel. What's this mean? Oh, I guess we just have to find out. And then he spins it, and it just lands right on it. Week 1.
So for everyone who wasn't aware, the idea behind the 10 was that each week that it did not get selected, it was going to count down, and once it hit 0, it was going to be gone. As in, this would not have happened. We would not have Sonic this season at all. We had a chance to not have Sonic this season, but the wheel said no.
The wheel said no, and
The
in strong wheel fashion.
in strong wheel fashion, it went from tickle to crush the balls.
It's like, no, I see what you guys are doing. You guys are getting this week one.
week
Enjoy.
one, week one, and yeah, here we thought, Octobot had such a clever idea. Ooh, mystery, and everybody be so curious what it is. It's counting down. What could it be? Fuck the mystery. We're going right into it. Ah, so
Yeah.
what are the rules?
What are the rules?
What are the rules? So we're playing Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis, but it's actually on the GBA, meaning it is a port. Yes, that was Decky's selection of art there. It is a port of the Sonic 1 from the Genesis Mega Drive, brought over to the Game Boy Advance, and poorly.
I was upset. Excuses, Decky. Reasonable, but excuses. Not the council.
Oh, Fuchsia, you ought to be used to that by now. At this point, it's on you. Fool me once. So, yeah, none of us want to take credit for this one. This was Octobot's pet project.
Oh, I'm sure he wants to take credit for it.
Oh, he does. He absolutely does. Deadline here is 10th of July. Emulator here will be using Visual Boy Advance. And let's see here. So, credit, blame, yeah. Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis, a port of the original Sonic Hedgehog game, released for the Game Boy Advance in 2006 to commemorate the 15th anniversary of the Sonic franchise. Wow, you'd think they'd have 15 years to work on it. Boy, they sure didn't. This handheld version aims to recreate the classic Sega Genesis gameplay, featuring Sonic's high-speed platforming action across multiple zones. Players control the blue hedgehog as he collects rings, defeats Dr. Robotnik's robotic minions, and races through loop-de-loops to save the world. Yeah.
I'm sorry,
does,
did they say Sonic's high-speed platforming or high-lag platforming?
Yeah, the speed. So, you know that theory of physics where the closer you approach the speed of light, the more time slows down? Like that's kind of what I think is going on here. You're just going too fast, and the time is just slowing down around you.
Let's dig up Stephen Hawking and see what he says.
Yeah, we'll ask him,
He can confirm this for us.
and I'll ask him what his favorite book is.
Probably his own. One of
Oh.
his own.
So, little blurb here from Octo. Sonic the Hedgehog on the Mega Drive is a landmark title in gaming history. Decision by Sega of America to not only bundle it with the Genesis, but to allow peeps who'd bought their console with Altered Beast to return the game and swap it for Sonic proved to be an incredible move. I actually didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know you could bring your Altered Beast back and swap it for Sonic. That's kind of cool. Although I think Altered Beast.
I didn't know Altered Beast was part of it.
I think Altered Beast is an awesome game. So. Sales of the console and thereby the game skyrocketed. It blew Mario 3 out of the water, which everyone agreed was crap by comparison. No, these are lies. 1 year
As much
later,
as I love Sonic, I kind of have to agree. Mario 3 is reigns supreme. Like Mario 3 and Super Mario World.
I feel like Mario 3 is like not my personal top game, but I feel like worldwide that is like a top 3 game ever.
Yeah.
1 year later, stores in America who'd refused to stock Sega wares for fear of Nintendo withdrawing their support were eagerly stocking copies of Sonic 2. Now Sonic 2 kicks ass.
Sonic 2 is fun. It's no Sonic 3 and Knuckles, though.
It's true. It's a game so good that it's been ported nearly as often as Doom, from PC to the Saturn to the GameCube, PS2, Xbox, PC again, PSP, all the way to the Switch, and probably another PC or two in there. But more importantly, it was ported to the Game Boy Advance. Poorly. Yes, poorly. Poorly is carrying a lot of weight here.
Yeah. And that's an understatement.
So, rules here. You can only play the GBA port. The title is Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis, and no others. You're scored based on your progress, and then your Chaos Emeralds, and then your time, with a time limit of 5 hours. You cannot continue your Emerald collection after beating the game the first time. He does not believe this is possible. Nor can you deliberately travel back to a previous zone to finish your Emerald collection prior to beating the game. I believe this is what Fuchsia was referring to as this uh, came up mid-run for somebody. You can play in anniversary mode, which allows the use of the spin dash. This was a last minute addition. Originally, we were not going to allow that. Octo, can't I just play the original version? No. But I have Sonic Origins? No. But I want to use the Sonic Mega Collection? No. Because all of these have actual working games.
Yep.
So there we go. Now, there's something that's not quite clarified here, and maybe you can shed some light, because I know it came up on Captain's Run.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, he got a game over, did the stage select, and then apparently was not able to keep one of his emeralds. Was that right?
He had two, I believe, and then had to continue, and then he got another one. He got four total,
Yeah.
and it was really weird because at the end, Robotnik had five of the six emeralds, but every time that he continued via the game, not like a Sonic continue where you use a continue up,
Mm-hmm.
it started at the current bonus stage that he was on. So it's really weird that it did that. I would still say he got four because he didn't get any emeralds from repeat stages. But I also remember hearing somebody say that I think it was on Dex stream actually. I could be wrong, probably am, but they mentioned that it remembered and saved the Chaos Emeralds. So again, I don't know what's going on. So,
Mm. Yeah.
but I will say because I did watch Big Captain's stream, he did legitimately get four emeralds. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the spirit of the thing here is that you're trying to get all the emeralds that you can on a single run, and you're not supposed to be trying to game the system here by going back and retrying. You know, much like
also, admittedly, this is giving people so much trouble. I don't think, like, once I was done with the game, I was like, I'm not going to go back and try and play this again. I don't think people are going to be wanting to go back and try and cheese more emeralds.
right. Well, I mean, just it's kind of the spirit of all the Sonic games that we've played so far that
But yes, yeah.
you're trying to do everything you can in a single run, right? It's Fuchsia, yeah. Recommend not playing it at all is honestly the best advice we can give you here. We can give you all the tips and tricks that we've had over the years, but that really kind of sums it up. Just don't play this game. Come back next week, guys.
The real week one is next week.
The real week one, yeah, the real season 6 starts next week. We can all just collectively ignore this one. As I was saying though, kind of the spirit of the thing, try to do everything in one run. Don't try to game the system or, go back and redo levels or shit like that. I think that's kind of the point. And it's tough to do when the game gives you a stage select option. And then,
Yeah.
between Captain and Decky, we're getting two different experiences for their emeralds. And who the fuck knows what actually is going on in that code.
Yeah, who knows?
So, just do your best. Try to keep to the spirit of things. That's really the best. It's really what we can kind of guide you towards there. It's gonna be a bad time anyway. It's gonna be a
It is.
bad time.
I think the
Um,
only person that's going to get enjoyment from this is Octo. Like, again, I love Sonic games. This was atrocious.
yeah. Well, the whole Sonic wheel was all bad Sonic games. All
I
well,
mean, wouldn't mind Spinball.
yeah. I mean, sure, there's a couple in there that have their niche audiences, niche, depending where you're from. Um,
Snitches get niches.
um, But like, yeah, you and I, we freaking love Spinball. I know Kythius was looking forward to Mean Bean Machine because
I mean, yeah.
he's a Puyo guy. Um, but then you got Big's Fishing Adventure, which no, I am really glad that one didn't come up.
Me too.
I've
And I like fishing. I
I've
love fishing mini games and stuff.
I've seen the Game Grumps do that, and I don't want to relive that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Don't want. No, no, thank you. Yeah. So let's check out the manual.
Yes. Are we going to use the GBA? Yep. Okay.
I got you, boy. I got you.
Excellent. Oh, this is a wonderful setup too.
Oh, thank you. I'll have to remember
You
to
did a
like.
lot of work into this. I really like it.
Thanks. Yeah, this was like yesterday. I did like all of this yesterday.
You're supposed to be like, I poured just a week's worth of time into this.
I mean, I was up till like 2 a.m. this morning, but yeah, I did quite a
Oh,
bit
wow.
yesterday. So let's get to the part that matters. We got a 20-page manual, and so far the first quarter of it is pointless. Ah, story. Here we go. Crush Dr. Robotnik. Doctor,
Robotnik.
is it Ivo or Evo? I would think it's
Ivo.
Ivo. I would think it's Ivo going phonetically. Dr.
Yeah.
Ivo Robotnik, aka Dr. Eggman, the mad scientist, is snatching innocent animals and turning them into evil robots. Only one tough dude can put an end to the demented scientist's fiendish scheme. It's lag. I mean, it's Sonic, the real cool hedgehog with the spiky hair and power sneakers that give him super speed. Oh, is that it? It's the sneakers that give him speed?
Yeah, it's the sneakers.
I thought he was just naturally fast. That's not what it was in the movie.
It's not what it was in the movie. That's right.
Oh, we have continuity errors here. I'm angry now. Uh,
Boycott the third movie.
yep. Help Sonic fight hordes of metal maniacs and do the loop with his patented spin attack. Speed down twisting tunnels. No, you're not going to speed. You're going to lag down the twisting tunnels and swing over dangerous booby traps. You're going to swing blindly over dangerous booby traps.
Yeah.
Leap across lava pits blindly and dodge burning rocks blindly. Then splash through the chilling waters in an underground cavern. And if you're lucky,
Oh,
you can warp to the secret zone where you spin around in a floating maze. Your greatest challenge lurks in the secret lab, where you come face to face with Dr. Robotnik himself. Welcome back, Quantum. You searched Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis? You love that game? Let's go. Yeah, buy Barry or, what was it, Burn? Borrow? Put a B for a G. Yeah, lab lag. It's lag. See, he works in a secret lag. The hidden lag. The forbidden lag. Spin through spin through space, loop till you're dizzy, save the animals, and become the superhero. Be Sonic, be atomic. When was that his catchphrase?
it's never been.
This was before they had the Sonic lore experts at Sonic Team, the lore masters of the Sonic world, true scholars. So here's your controls. I mean, this is Sonic, so you really have the D-pad and the start button and one other button. So, on the menu, the B actually does cancel or return. During gameplay, A and B are going to do the same thing. Control pad's going to move you around. Start's going to open up the pause or the title menu. And that's it. There's your buttons. L and R do nothing. Select does nothing.
I would actually say up and down are fairly important.
Yes. So, if you haven't played it or you're unaware, because this was ported to the GBA, which has a very small screen, a lot of the screen edge has been cut off from the original game, meaning there's a lot of things that are off screen that you can't see, and holding up and holding down, as you can see right here, will let you look up and down. It's very important. Spin dash, that's not in Sonic the Hedgehog on the Genesis, you sillies. Yeah, that's the Anniversary Edition Quantum, which is allowed in the rules. But you are right to
Oh,
make
he
that
knows.
point. Yeah, Quantum's our leader right now.
Yep. Thanks to him and Big Captain, I'm in third place.
Oof.
currently.
Just being silly. Yeah, I know. You're a silly boy. Um, but that does bring up a good point. To do the spin attack, to do the spin dash, you hold down and press the A button to charge it up. And as soon as you let go of down, then you'll take off. If you've played any Sonic after 1, you know how to do that. Left and right to move, press up and down to look around. Right here, spin a deck, hold down and push any button. Or excuse me, spin dash to do that in anniversary mode. The spin attack you can do while you're running. You hold down or you press down and he'll turn into a ball, which is very important since a lot of these enemies are popping right up on screen right as they're about to hit you.
Oh my gosh, you're not wrong.
It's pretty safe to just be in ball mode most of the time
Yeah.
until you go into a spike, which you can't see. So from the title screen, you press start to bring up the menu. Go down to anniversary mode, and that's the mode you'll be playing here. First time you select the original mode or anniversary, you're taken straight to Zone 1, Act 1, the Green Hill Zone. Once it's been
Excuse
cleared,
me.
progress will be saved, and you'll be able to select previously entered zones directly from the title menu. Select either game mode and use the control pad, the A button, to select a zone to play. So basically, if you get a game over, you can start from Act 1 of the most recent zone that you've reached, which is nice. It's a little kind of safety net for how bad this game is, so it kind of evens it out for you just a little bit. Whereas the original would just send you right back to the start.
Yep.
Unlucky, you slag.
Well, there was a level select, but you had to do some button inputs on the start screen to do that.
Yeah, it was a cheat. So playing the game, as Sonic, you must evade traps and dodge crazed robots very quickly. You better have the reaction time of an AI. You dash through 6 hazardous zones using your your spin attack and spin dash. Your goal is to rescue your friends from the clutches of the demented scientist Dr. Robotnik. So, gather your rings. Staying alive will be tough, but you can grab rings along the way. As long as you have rings, you won't be hurt when you get attacked or touch an enemy or obstacle, but you will lose all your rings. If an enemy attacks when you don't have any rings, and you are not using the spin attack, you will lose 1 chance to complete the game. Also, well, we'll see if it tells us later. Lampposts. Lampposts are your checkpoints. Touch one of these to record your present score and time. If you lose a chance, you will continue the game from the lamppost you last touch. All your rings will be lost. The game will restart with the last score and time that was recorded. This can be a real bummer if you hit one of these lampposts with like 10 seconds remaining.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't really happen a whole lot, but a potential for basically soft locking.
I was slightly worried there was a part, and I apologize, Stormy, for calling you out here, but there was a part where she got stuck, and I was afraid that there was gonna be like she would solve it. It was like 8 minutes on the timer, and then she'd hit the lamppost or something, and I was worried that that's what would have happened, but she got past that part a okay. So
Yeah, that would be. I mean, that would just add more frustration to an already frustrating situation.
oh, hands down.
So you got your game screen here. You got your score. You got your time, which you have 10 minutes per act. Here's your number of rings and their number of lives. Here's the items you can find. These will give you 10 rings. The box with the ring on it. The shield will prevent 1 hit from taking all your rings. Invincibility does exactly what it says. You can run through enemies, you can touch spikes, you can run through lava. The only thing it will not prevent is you getting smashed or falling into an endless pit. Power sneakers. These sneakers make Sonic run even faster. This is suicide sneakers. Do not get them. Just don't. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Here's a 1-up, so it gives you an extra chance, extra life. You also get an extra life if you get 100 rings. Good luck with that. You have 6 action-packed zones, each with 3 exciting acts. You'll square off against Dr. Robotnik at the end of the 3rd act. So you have Green Hill Zone, which pretty much everybody is familiar with. Marble Zone, which has bits of lava and underground spikes. We have Spring Yard Zone with lots of bumpers and springs and jumping around all over the place. Labyrinth Zone, which is a nightmare because the water on screen will lag you.
Oh yeah.
And when that water leaves the screen, you instantly become unlagged. So your hand-eye coordination is expecting the lag. As soon as that water comes in, you start rocketing across the screen.
That
So
only happens a couple times. The rest of the time, the lag is just like, no, I'm going to chill out for a bit.
it's so
It's
bad.
very picky as to when it wants to not have lag,
Yeah,
or even worse, anti-lag.
it's such a bad zone. It's so bad. Um, my favorite zone, Starlight Zone, which has, in my opinion, the best Sonic music ever. Not on this version, but the original version.
Yeah.
Um, speed through stars like a roller coaster in a world that twists and turns like a corkscrew. Yeah, a lot of twisty-turny bits, but mostly really good music if you're playing the original. Final zone here, Scrap Brain Zone, kind of that metal laboratory, saws and wheels and mechanical stuff and all that baloney. So the Secret
Yep.
Zone, if you have 50 rings at the end of Act 1 or 2, you can jump through the giant ring to warp to the Secret Zone. And this is where you get your Chaos Emeralds. So what you want to do is navigate through a really tiny maze. They're not typically very long. Um, you want to avoid touching things that the flashing red balls that say goal. You don't want to touch that because that will send you out. Right here you can see them. And what you want to do is find the breakable blocks to hit them 3 times to break through and grab the Chaos Emerald. You also have bumpers that are going to bounce you off. These jump stands, they don't do anything, but you can jump off of them. Up will make the rotation faster, down will slow it down. Reverse changes the direction because the whole stage is spinning while you're going through this.
I am so glad that this type of special stage never showed up again.
I don't mind it in the original. I think it's
Yeah,
fine,
in the
but
original, it's not bad, but again, it's not one I will always prefer blue spheres, red spheres.
mm, I don't mind Sonic 2's. Um, but in this one, what I noticed is you don't have your full jump distance. It feels like your jump is stunted.
In the bonus stage,
Yeah,
yes,
it doesn't feel like you jump as high as you do in the original game. I don't know what's up with
and
that.
also sometimes it'll just, which is funny because in this you jump higher than the normal game in the regular area.
Yeah, it's wild.
But
So
here in the bonus zone, like there would be times where I was touching just your plain uh, peppermint circles and wouldn't let me jump.
hmm,
And then I see hackers like Quantum who jump in midair right before he's about to hit the
wow,
goal.
wow, Quantum get a double jump. Hacker, easy hacks.exe, rigged. Um,
Rigged. Bunch of riggery.
one thing I did notice also is the squares that are on the perimeter of the maze uh, don't turn into goals like they do in the original. You know, in the original they have the rainbow colored gems that make the border of the level. If you touch them too many times, they turn into
No,
gold spheres.
that's not in the original. That's in one of the bonus stages in 3 and Knuckles.
Is it?
When you get 20 in a lamp post, those ones will turn and then eventually hit goal. But the
Oh,
original
okay.
will not turn into goal. So this
Oh,
it
okay.
is still fashioned after that. So
I will defer to you.
that
Um,
would just be that would be
they would just make it
horrible. Even more so.
right. Um, so your game over is once you run out of lives. You start with three lives, but you can gain more as you play. Um, but once you lose them all, get your game over. If you have a continue, you can use the continue to pick up at the same act you were on. If not, then you're set back to the stage select, which will make you start on Act 1.
Yep.
Yep. Scoring here, you get 100 points for enemies. Robotnik's worth 1,000. Time bonus and ring bonus are added. It doesn't say. Do you know how many points it takes to get a continue? Is it?
In this game, I don't know if you can. Normally, it's like 5,000 or no, 50,000 or so.
Okay.
In later games, I don't know about this one.
Huh. Anyway, yeah, you can collect continues. I know you can get them at least through the bonus zones. And normally you can get them with points too through the main stages. That is unknown at this point. Survival tips here. Grab all the rings you can, yeah. 100 more to get an extra life. 50 to unlock the bonus stage at the end. Watch the traps to see how they move, aka they're going to appear on the screen right before they hit you.
Exactly.
You'll have a better chance of dodging or escaping them. You might even try to burrow through them. Look for ways to get to places that seem impossible to reach. Use the spin dash and spin attack and spin dash to find hidden items. Look for secret rooms. There are fake walls. Remember, there's a time bonus, so race through the acts as quickly as you can. This is bad advice. You really need to play this carefully. More so than the regular Sonic games. You need to play this one carefully. Destroy enemies in a succession for extra bonus points. Basically, if you bounce from one enemy to another, you will get more points than if you had touched the ground in between.
Just like Mario.
Just like Mario. And if you have any problems, you can call Naoya Surumi here himself and complain to him.
He will pick up.
Yeah, he will answer. You just call the Sega hotline. Here it is, 1-800-USA Sega. That'll get him. Goes right to his desk in Japan.
Oh.
And also, you can play Charlotte's Web, which is probably a better game.
Probably.
All right.
Oh, hey, it's available in November 2006.
Any day now.
Mark my calendars. Mark your calendars.
So, next here we have a little bit about the setup. So you'll just go to visualboyadvance.org. From there you can follow the links to download Visual Boy Advance. Whether you're playing on Windows or Mac or whatever, it will have instructions for you there. Once you've downloaded and unzip the file, you'll want to go to your local game website.
Your local pink gorilla.
And you'll want to grab the one that looks like this. This is from CD Romance. So you'll see here, GBA, it's the US version. Has no hacks or additions or anything like that, because that's something you'll find on CD Romance. There's actually one that's fixed. So.
Oh, is there?
Yeah. It's actually kind of just basically they reported it rather than taking this and fixing it. They just reported the original and made it work. It was just easier for them to go from the ground up.
Yeah.
And then once you've got that downloaded, you've got Visual Boy Advance downloaded, you'll open Visual Boy Advance and you'll go to Open. Don't do Open Game Boy because that is for Game Boy and Game Boy Color games. You want to do Open, navigate to your Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis file, and fire it up, and you should be able to go.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Yep. So that's all I got to say about Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis. It's a lag-filled, awful mess. Yep, fire up your official Sonic Genesis cart. All of us, we all have it. It was such a hit game.
Yes, we do.
But yeah, it's laggy. Do not expect a good game. Do not expect a good one. This one is a bad one. It's meant to be a bad time.
Of all the Game Boy Advance games made, this was one of them.
This barely.
Yeah.
I barely call it a game. Yeah. Anything else on this one, Kylo?
I got nothing. Just good luck to all the people that are gonna chance it and run with it.
Yeah. Best of luck on this one, guys. You're gonna need a lot of tenacity. With that, I actually pulled up a window here. We could figure we could take a look at the upcoming games and just kind of say what we think.
Alrighty.
Just have a little spitfire here. So first game we have is 007 Nightfire. What do you think
This
of
is one of the ones that I nominated. I have never beaten this game, but I really liked what I played. There's a lot of good items in the game, very unique as well. One of my
Okay.
favorites is the X-ray glasses. So
Now, I think it was Hextree was saying that this one doesn't have the
oh,
X-ray
did I?
glasses.
You know what? I think I chose the GameCube one, which in fact does not have the X-ray glasses.
Yeah, because he was
The
saying what
PS2 version does.
that's what it is. He was saying he played it with a mod that let him use mouse and keyboard. Um, and since he was playing the PS2 version, he could use the X-ray glasses. And if you look at the ladies, you see them in their undies. You don't get that
That
in the
is,
GameCube because it's
yep,
Nintendo. They don't want you to look at
because it's
undies.
Nintendo.
How do,
So with that gone, it's still going to be a good game though.
yeah, does this play a lot like GoldenEye?
Not really, no.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll be fun to look into. This was not one of the games I tested, so I am in the dark on this one.
Oh, everyone has a chance then.
Next we have Adrian's Revenge, nominated Croc, Legend of the Gobos. So this is one of the games I tested. This one's awful. This game, not as bad as Sonic Advance, or Sonic GBA. But the controls, the way you move around is very sloppy, I feel like. And for it being a platformer with required precision, um, it got frustrating very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really all I know about it. You're trying to. He's actually a tank in disguise. Yeah, he kind of is. When you're turning, he doesn't do instant turns, like you push left and he instantly turns left. No, he does like the long circle, the long curve to turn left,
Oh,
which is a real bummer when you're standing on a ledge.
I mean, this is a what PS1 platformer. There you
Yeah, it's a
go.
PS1, early PS1 platform. Yep, so you're trying to collect as many, you're trying to beat as many stages as you can, and then the next progress is collecting the gobos, which I gather are those little furry dudes, and they're everywhere.
That's my guess.
Next, we have Crash Team Racing. This is another game I tested out, and this was a lot of fun. I like this game a lot. It has a lot of Diddy Kong Racing vibes, which if you played that, you'll know what you're into. It's kart racing game where you're blasting everybody else, but you can revisit the stages and have different goals, like you're trying to collect all the coins, or you're trying to gather all the different letters which are hidden in areas that are slightly off the track, or maybe you got to hit a jump just right to get them.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then you have a boss race that you'll do just one-on-one versus the boss, and he'll have like I played it when I tested it. I did it up through the first boss, and
Okay.
he would kind of zigzag. He was really fast, so you had to kind of already be at the top of your speed to keep up with him. And then he'd just zigzag across the track, dropping bomb after bomb after bomb, and so you were constantly dodging bombs as you were trying to get ahead of him.
Gotcha. Keep in mind when this hits the wheel, folks. You have your strategy here.
There you go. Yep. It is a lot of fun. There's a bit of exploration in it because you're driving around to different areas on the island to go to the racetracks. And like I said, a lot of Diddy Kong Racing vibes, which I love Diddy Kong Racing. So, um,
The only kart game I've played is Mario Kart. So,
oh, that's
like
too
the
bad.
series.
Oh, that's too bad. Diddy Kong Racing is a great game too. Yeah, mommy's home, huh? My wife just got home from camping. Um,
Ah.
Next, we have Fatal Frame, yet another game I tested. You'll notice I picked up a lot of games for testing. Um, this one started out a little clunky, I was kind of bummed you can't customize the buttons on a per button basis. You have to select from presets.
Mm,
Because I would have definitely chosen a different layout. But after several encounters, it kind of started to click. I started to kind of get used to the button placement.
yeah.
Um, yeah, this one was a lot more fun than I thought it would be.
When that hits, I'm going to play it as ASAP so that because that is a game I have played, not all the way through, but I will play mine so that I can watch others play.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, this is one I think I might actually play off wheel as well as Crash Team Racing. Uh,
definitely you, Stormy. Definitely.
Mr. Matt saying that the best bit you can do is you can get N Nitro pregnant. And you have to kart race with that knowledge. I will not forget that. Thank you, Mr. Matt. But yeah, this one I think can be really good. I kind of like the idea that you have to take good pictures to, it's like Pokemon Snap, but you can die.
Well put. Well put.
um, Here's Decky's Final Fantasy minigame extravaganza, and I extensively
Oh,
tested this one. Um,
please don't have jump rope game in 9. Don't have that.
I am happy to tell you Jump Rope Game is included in the minigames. It is the lowest
Uh,
priority game, though. So the way that Decky set it up, there is kind of a priority to these mini games. Hold on a second.
I hate you, Decky. I hate you so much, Decky. Not really, but I still hate you.
So basically, you want to start with the FF7 Coliseum, as that one has the most tiebreaker potential to it. I can confirm it is doable with the gear that you're given. Um, you are allowed to tweak your armor and materia around as you see fit and make a save state right before you start, and then you hit the timer. Because you only have enough points for one try, so you have to reset and get back in there.
Mm, okay.
But then any subsequent armor tweaks and such is going to be on timer. Decky, you're here. Can you remind me of what the other tiebreakers are, or at least what the order is? Yeah, I'm bringing it up.
I was gonna say let's click on it real fast here.
Yeah. So we have go down to the bottom. Okay. So obviously in this, your first point of progression is going to be any of the mini games you've beaten. Any ones you've been able to complete, you get a point for. Then the tiebreakers come in, and the tiebreaker hierarchy here is Battle Square progress. So you want to do Battle Square first. Then comes the Chocobo Racing progress. So do 7 Chocobo Racing, which Decky has. I have not been able to check Decky's new Chocobo, but I do remember giving him feedback that the previous one was not enough. You are provided a Chocobo. Use that Chocobo. You're not allowed to go and breed your own. That would be a lot of time wasted, honestly.
Yeah.
So you want to get up to rank A with your Chocobo. After that, you'll be jumping over to Final Fantasy VIII Triple Triad. You need to obtain both the Minimog and the Quistis cards. You are allowed to play other people in Garden, to kind of build your deck up a little bit. But the main ticks of progress there are going to be the Minimog and the Quistis. Once you have both, that's your game beaten. From there is the last one, FF9 Jump Rope Progress. You're aiming for 1,000.
So hold on, let me get this straight. Decky put in the inferior Triple Triad card game and left out the superior Tetramaster card game.
Tetramaster sucks ass. What are you talking about?
No, it does not.
Tetramaster is awful. I hate
No.
Tetramaster. All the hidden mechanics.
Good for you. You're
baloney.
wrong.
I
Good
hate
for you.
the
You're wrong.
No, there's a reason why it died. It died after FF11. And it's a reason it's in FF14, and everybody plays it, including yourself.
I do. You're
Yeah,
right. I like the card mount.
yeah,
I can play something and also still think it's BS. I've gone over this many a time.
and
And may I remind you, when you play this game, you do enjoy it because
I
your name is Hi Hungry I'm Dad.
I do not enjoy Final Fantasy 14. I do enjoy Triple Triad though. Uh, let's see, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, Tetramaster. So even if you look up a guide on that, there's still stuff you cannot pinpoint on that with the stats of your card, and I think that is baloney.
I'll give you that, but I still like Tetramaster more.
Because like even if it says, even if it has a specific number, that number refers to a range. It doesn't refer to an
Arrange it
exact number.
because yep,
Yeah.
because it's also there's hex in there, so
Mm-hmm.
not hex tree, just hexadecimal.
Hex trees and everything. Anywho, and then the last game here where it actually doesn't count towards any of the tiebreakers. So, I mean, I guess you might want to put this one off to last unless you're confident. Is beat the Luca goers in FF10. And remember, this is the first encounter with the Luca goers when Waka comes out. When
And
Waka,
hopefully, I think if I heard Decky correct, he did give us the Jack shot for that. So
you do have the Jet Shot, and you can equip it at halftime. So you have to do your
oh
best.
okay,
Yep. The original game doesn't let you go into it with it. You have to equip it at halftime.
really?
Yep. Because you
I've
don't
platinum
have.
that game. I should remember this.
Yeah. Um, it's because you don't have access to the Blitzball menu until the first time is at halftime of the story tournament.
Huh?
It's wild. Oh, and you're not allowed to do the goalie cheese. You have to actually play the
What's the
game.
goalie cheese?
So if you have control of the ball and you bring it back behind your goal, the AI doesn't know what to do and just swims in circles.
I never knew that.
Oh yeah. So you're not allowed to do that because that is just straight cheesery.
I knew about the lightning bolt cheese, but I didn't know about that.
Yeah. So you're not allowed to do that because that makes this trivial. You do have to actually play the game, which
That's
is
fair.
still doable. It's still doable. I can
Oh
tell you
yeah,
it's doable. I
I've
went to
done it.
I went to double
I didn't.
overtime.
I. I mean, I just beat it, but I didn't know that you could. I didn't know about the gold cheese. So
Oh yeah, makes it a lot easier. You just go in, check shot, get a goal, and then hide behind your goalie, and that's the end of that.
fair enough.
Um, After that, we have Independence Day, another game I tested. This one from Tater. The controls are, I don't want to say they're sloppy, but they're trying to imitate some realism in that you're flying a jet. So in order to turn, you have to go sideways and then turn.
Uh,
So when you push left or right, there's a bit of delay as your plane spins before it starts turning.
gotcha.
So it takes a little bit to get used to. However, this is kind of a fun game. I did enjoy this one. You're flying around, you're shooting down aliens, and you have different objectives. It could be defend a plane, take out specified targets, and you have,
What system is it for?
this is PS1.
Okay. If we don't get this next week on the wheel, I'll be disappointed.
I mean, it would be very fitting.
At least for us U.S. runners.
Well, I mean, it could be for UK. They have an election on the 4th.
That is true that they do.
After that, we have Kula World. I didn't test this. I have no idea what this game is.
I've never even heard of this game until this season.
Yeah, this is one that until it got not only nominated, but approved, I've never heard of this game.
Yeah.
Let's open up the page. Maybe there's a little blurb in here about it. 3D platform puzzle game focused on controlling a Kula beach ball. In each level, the player navigates a floating 3D construction, looking for a key that unlocks the level's exit. Scoring points and collecting all of the fruit can give the player access to bonus levels, and saving is permitted every 5 levels. Okay,
Okay. This sounds like it's up my alley.
yeah. So it's puzzle, ball, roller, collect keys, collect fun. That could be fun.
Monkey ball without the monkeys.
Yeah. You know what? That's probably pretty close to the truth. We have Mega Bomberman. Um,
Yes.
so I like to count this as me getting an unofficial third game or fourth game on the wheel. Third game on the wheel because I nominated Super Bomberman. And you know what? Bomberman is Bomberman.
Yeah.
So, yep, this one's Mega Bomberman. It's on the Mega Drive. It's Bomberman. It's gonna be fun. Everyone loves Bomberman.
I love Bomberman. Like, I was thrown through a loop when we had Bomberman Quest because
Mm,
I thought because that was an actual questing game.
yeah, that was
Um,
fun.
but it'll be nice to get back to an actual Bomberman game.
I liked Bomberman Quest. Unlike
I
Taylor.
just I just actually recently reacquired a copy of Bomberman DS, like the original one,
Okay.
and that what I love about that game is that you can play multiplayer with people around you, and
Okay.
no one else needs the cartridge.
Oh, I love it when they do that. That's always so cool.
That was one of my favorite features of that game, and it was a fun game because it's Bomberman. So
I remember getting Bomberman 64 and being so confused.
yeah,
Yeah.
my copy of Bomberman 64 glitches out. I don't know why. Like there's one part where I can't continue. So oh well.
Yeah, I got stuck a lot on Bomberman 64. Like I don't know. A lot of the things aren't really clear on where you're supposed to go and what you're supposed to do. Next, we have Mega Man Soccer. Despite it being a Mega Man game, this is not a good game. However, it is not Sonic Genesis GBA bad. It's just not the greatest game. You get 2 power shots every match, so you can use those to grab 2 goals. After that, you've got to figure out how to shoot goals normally. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Here's your tip. Just kicking the ball at the goalie will never work. They will always catch it. You have to find out another way. Oh no, I lost Kylo.
Sorry, I'm here. Be right back.
Oh, okay. It is fun once you kind of get the hang. Once you get the hang of it, it is fun. It just doesn't really explain a lot of things, and the ending is just the absolute greatest. It's fade to black. That's all it is. Spoilers. There's no ending. But it is fun. You're playing soccer. You're passing around. You're making shots. Doing a little nutmeg here, a little Stevie G. You're putting your fastest guys up front, putting your slower defenders in the back. Your biggest, heaviest guy is your goalie. Like you do get to move people around and change their positions and everything. So there is some
I have no
strategy to
idea
it.
what those terms you said mean.
Okay, it's soccer. Have you ever played soccer?
Throwing a little nutmeg in there, like what?
Oh,
Yes, I have played soccer, but
nutmeg. That is something I learned from Quantum. That's where you kick the ball between their legs, and then you go around them and get the ball back.
oh, interesting.
From what I can tell, it's considered disrespectful.
Oh,
You're making a fool of them.
more interesting.
You don't get to do that in this game, but I thought it was funny.
Oh,
Next we have Peggle Knights. I tested this one. This is deceptively difficult. Um, it has all the sheen and veneer of an easy pop cap game, like Candy Crush or some shit, and then you're like struggling because you can't hit all the proper pegs, and you're running out of balls. Um, it plays a lot like Plinko, but if Plinko, all the pegs would disappear after you hit them,
Oh.
and then you have certain pegs that you have to hit to advance to the next stage.
Well, interesting. Puzzle type game.
Yeah,
I've heard of Peggle, I've never played it, so
yeah, it is fun. There's a lot of fun in this game, but like I said, it's deceptively difficult. Like you think you're going in playing an easy grandma game, and then nope.
fair enough.
Road Rash 2, I tested this one as well. Um, I mean, what's there to say? You're driving a motorcycle, you're punching all the other drivers, picking up chains and sticks and hitting them with it.
Crowbars and stuff, yep.
Yep.
And this is where I'd like to think that this is my spiritual fourth pick,
Yeah.
nomination pick, because I nominated Road Rash 3.
Yep. Yep. This one was technically 16 bits, but yeah, absolutely in the same vein. This one's a lot of fun. It takes a bit of getting used to get used to the older frame rate because
Yep.
it's kind of low FPS. But you get the
I
hang of it
think
after a
3
few
was
races.
kind of the same way, but yeah.
You get the hang of it after a few races. And once you level up and you advance to the next level of races, it's like huge difficulty curve right there. It hits you, big spike. Suddenly you're not winning races anymore, and you're wondering what the hell's going on.
Sounds like
So
Mario Kart.
yeah, yeah, more is exactly. You go to the second levels, you're suddenly in the special cup. We have our Return of the Legends 1 and 2 from the past 3 seasons, so look forward to those.
We'll get to those when we roll on them.
What we're doing this season is Return of a Legend will be the week prior to our Forgotten Rounds. That's how we're going to play that this season.
That's good.
Yep, we'll do Return of a Legend 1 will be before the Forgotten Round 1, and then Return of the Legend 2 will be before Forgotten Round 2, which is right before the end of the season.
So really only one sub-wheel left, which is the Wheel of Sequels.
Yeah, there's Wheel of Sequels and Suck.
All right, yeah, and Suck. Forgot about Suck. Shouldn't have, but did.
Super Mario 64. This one's a blast.
Yes.
This will be a fun one.
I am very much looking forward to this N3.
I did not test this one, but I've played a lot of Mario 64, so I know this one's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I replay this regularly just because I love it. Like this and 3 and World are the top 3 Mario games. Sunshine too, actually.
You do like your Sunshine.
It's a deceptively fun game.
Mm-hmm. And then of course we got Mario 3 as well. So this is the season of Mario, which is also a good game. This one is playing with slightly modified quantum rules here. You are allowed to use the P-Wing, but you are not allowed to use whistles.
You know what? I'll take that. I just did a playthrough of this a few months ago.
P-Wing and clouds are permitted, but no whistles. So, with all the stages being with all the stages being numbered, rather, progress is easy to track.
Yes. And there are some that you can, there are worlds that have multiple routes, so don't feel like you have to hit every single level.
Yeah, you can absolutely skip levels, just go around them. SSX Tricky, this is my nomination. Fun fact here, SSX Tricky and Super Mario 64 were the only 2 games who got perfect scores from the council. On our first round of votes, these 2 got votes from every council member.
Nice.
SSX Tricky is a wonderfully fun snowboarding game where the point of our challenge here is you have one level, get familiar with it, score as many points as you can in the time limit. And I can't remember if I put 2 or 3 hours, but it's less than 5. And the tricks you're pulling off are going to be goofy, silly, nonsensical, physics denying tricks. The guy on the right there will gladly do the worm on his snowboard midair. So, yeah, it's just silly fun. You're hitting multipliers, grinding off rails, um, breaking through glass. It does have a potential copyright issue. You're right, Mr. Matt. Thank you for bringing that up. It does play Run DMC's It's Tricky. So you might have to turn that down or be aware because it's not the exact track, but it might be close enough. It's like a remix or something made for this game. But it could be an issue where you'll need to play different music. Yeah, it really is just Run DMCA for Run DMC. And actually, that does bring up a good point, Mr. Matt. Peggle Knights also has a DMCA issue at the end of the level. It plays, I forget what, Ode to the World or something, that is copyrighted. And I think you can just turn that specific track off in the options. After that, we have Step Mania. This is Mr. Matt's nomination. He is curating a playlist of songs for us to play and beat and score the highest that we can on. And if you're not familiar with Step Mania, it is DDR on the arrow keys of your keyboard. Or as Garlips mentioned, you can map those to the face buttons on a controller. So big, finally getting some rhythm games on the wheel, and I'm super excited for this one. After that, we have the standard for puzzle games, Tetris. NES Tetris. This one was nominated by my wife. And this one is get as high as you can, as many points as you can. So get to practicing your rolling.
I love Tetris.
After that, we have your other one, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
I love Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
And this one is probably the biggest run DMCA.
Oh, God, I know.
So if you're streaming, you're going to have different music. I suggest literally any Cutman stream. They're all DMCA free. Game Chops as well. Or I'm sure you can find something that you prefer. I didn't really look at the rules for Tony Hawk. Is it a specific stage, or I don't remember? Is it just do all the levels?
I think it's just collect as many. Like anytime you complete an objective, that'll be a point. Get as many points as you can.
I haven't played Tony Hawk in so long, and I'm not one of the people that really played this one to death. I've maybe played it 5 or 6 times.
Two was the first, and we'll get more into this when it's on the wheel. But 2 was the first game, I believe, to introduce the I can't remember the term, but like you can do a quick button combo, and then that'll continue your trick, but you have to balance. Rafe Gal was always really good at that. Like there was one summer where we nearly 100% of this game. We were missing one gap from the gap list, but we got everything else.
Ooh,
so
Dark Horse Rafe Gal for that week.
Oh, Mr. Matt, yep, up, down, up. Manuals. It's the first game that introduced manuals. So it's either it might be up, down, up, or it might just be up, down, or down, up. I thought it was a 2-button combo, might be a 3-button, but we'll definitely read about that when that lands on the wheel. So
after that, we have Quantum's Turtles in Time, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, or Hero Turtles if you're in the UK. This one I am very excited about. I grew up on this game and I have played this to death.
I played it once.
Literally beat very hard as a 6-year-old.
Nice.
Yeah, this is a good game.
I grew up with the first one. I've never been able to beat it, but I have gotten to the Technodrome when I was still in elementary school.
Yeah, it's your standard beat 'em up, much the same as like Turtles 2. Just run around, beating the crap out of everything that moves, and then fighting boss at the end of the stage as you go through different time periods. And it is a blast because it's a crisp playthrough. Like everything's responsive. Um, you know, it's just really good. Really good quality game. Rule
Nice.
is low deaths beats time. Okay, so progress, then deaths, then time. So try not to throw your lives away.
Note to self: idea for Struggle R: teams for the Simpsons arcade game
Ooh,
or the Ninja Turtles arcade game.
that would be cool. I like that. Get that posted. Trials 2, I think this is a motorcycle game or a dirt bike game. I don't know anything about
I
this one.
until Trials 2, until I looked at this picture because I really haven't looked at them. I thought it was something like, I don't know, something giving you trials, like courtroom trials.
So let's
Not
see. It's a racing game. Ba, 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 ba. Your objective is to reach the end of the level as quickly as possible through the myriad obstacles that stand in your way. As a biker, the player must control their balance and speed as to not topple over, but to also make progress quickly. Um, Apparently, it's really highly rated.
Mr. Matt. Dear Lord.
Competitive helmet touch. So, yep,
Ay, caramba.
some kind of motorcycle or dirt bike racing game. So that'll be fun to explore and figure out. But that's all right. This is the sports and Mario season.
We just need now Mario Sports because, you
Yeah,
know,
Mario Tennis.
I would actually go with Mario Golf Toadstool Tour.
You would.
That is, darn right I would, because then I could get to say somebody's closer.
I still remember playing as Petey and just skipping half of the course by shooting it over the middle one
Oh,
time.
yo,
And then I tried that like 4 other times and never got it, and I kept getting water hazards.
you got greedy.
So then we have one of your other ones. Where's Waldo? Or where's Wally?
I both love and hate this game.
Decky was the one who tested this one. He's like, oh, that seems like an awful lot of time for this one. I beat easy in like 5 minutes. I'm like, yeah, easy's not the one you got to worry about.
Easy is not the one you have to worry about. I wager a lot of people will get through easy. It is medium and hard that will be hard and harder.
Yeah, hard, I believe, is like nearly impossible. You have to be,
It,
you are shaving every single second you have.
you are, and the levels where you are not searching for Waldo will ruin you.
Yeah, this is tough because the toughest part about this is that you're dealing with the 8-bit palette of the NES. So all of the characters look alike, and it is very hard to discern Waldo, even harder than it normally is to discern Waldo from a crowd.
Especially because sometimes the game will not have it look like he's in red and white. Sometimes it looks like it's brown and white.
Yeah, just that awful palette problem.
Yep. Thank
But
you, Bethesda.
yep, and the real, the part that got me, and that I just think is a real bitch. Um, and I noticed this when you were testing it in your Discord. The timer runs when you're not playing the game.
Yep.
The timer runs when you're stage selecting. It runs on all of the like cutscenes and everything that play. It is from the time you press start, that timer is running, even when you have no control over the game. Which is
It
why
sure
hard
is.
is so hard because you are losing time waiting for the game to fucking start.
And it's slow in between levels because you have to watch Waldo walk between each level.
So, like I said, hard is just a nightmare. And then that's it.
That is a solid lineup for season 6, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, I think we got a hell of a season ahead of ourselves here.
This is, and I thought season 5 was great. Season 6, I take that back. Season 5 had Street Fighter Alpha. Season 6 is going to be awesome.
Yeah, Street Fighter. I like Street Fighter, but yeah, I think this season's gonna be a rockin' one. Um, did you want to? Did you want to try to order these in what we guess is gonna be?
I brought this up with you before we started streaming, but I think that would be fun. Like, I think we should do it as a collective, not individual. And then at the end of the season, we'll have our individual list. But I think you and I can discuss these games and put them in an order for that we think that we'll like.
Like off stream?
No, now.
Oh, okay.
I think we could play some now.
Okay. That's what I was asking. I mean, we've been going here for an hour and 15. I want to just make sure you're still good.
I mean, I'm still good. I don't know about all them. All them being, our watchers.
Here you go. You can watch me do it in real time.
Kylo list. Oh no. Okay. If you want to do individuals, sure, let's do that. I just was thinking for this one we could do a combined list and then just talk about
okay. I can do that.
what we think. Yeah.
I need to make it bigger anyway. Last minute edition here, guys. Hang tight. Gotta be big enough that we can see it. Alright. Predicted list. Alright. We'll just put that right here.
Because I think you and I can agree on whatever's going to be the last two.
Yes, so let me get into the properties here. So we have, remind me how many games we have.
Oh,
3,
23, 24?
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24 with 2 of them being Return of a Legend, so that's kind of...
So we can knock those out.
We'll just say, yeah, 22.
Those will obviously go into our end of the season rankings, but for now we'll just remove those.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, I think we can agree Sonic GBA, Sonic Genesis. I think that's going to be 21. Just because I think Suck is going to be the worst.
I mean, that's the nature of that category,
It is the entire point of Suck. Yes.
So, yeah. I agree that 21 and 22 should be respectively Sonic, Genesis, and Suck.
Okay. I think that's an easy agreement there. The next one that I'm not really looking forward to, I think, is going to be Croc.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a wonky, messy, sloppy platformer.
For me, it's that and Mega Man Soccer. Like that, those two can be interchangeable for me.
Now,
for 19 and 20.
I think in a general sense, most people are not going to like Mega Man Soccer. I like it, but I also know how to play it. So I think that's going to be a big problem is there's going to be a lot of experimentation on how to actually score a goal, how to get the goalie open so that you can score a goal. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of people trying to just headstrong, just keep shooting at the goal, and it's not going to work. But, that's your time. If you want to just keep shooting at the goal and waste your time, that's up to you. Otherwise, you can try figuring different strategies out.
There you go.
Let's see. After Mega Man.
I'm probably going to go with Independence Day.
Independence Day? Okay.
I don't think I'm going to do well on that.
Do you not do very well on flying games?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I remember once I rented Top Gun for the NES and played probably a good 30 minutes, and I never got off the first screen.
Oh,
I don't know why.
Top Gun on the NES is
Plain sim.
well, it's especially bad anyway. That is not a good game. This plays a bit, and don't take this um, as an exact one-to-one, but it does play a lot like Rogue Squadron.
Oh, okay.
You know, you're kind of in that third person right behind the plane. And you're flying around, and you're trying to turn or do a flip or whatever.
Well, hopefully that surprises me then.
I think Independence. For my testing, I got to stage 3, and then I started kind of hitting a wall. Um, so it does kind of get tough fast. I think after that, though, I'm looking at Trials. I'm not sure I'm gonna like, because I already do terrible on racing games.
Fair. I don't know anything about it, so I'm naturally going to put it at near the bottom because I'm going to put the ones I know and like higher.
I just realized we
And then
also have Wheel of Sequels, which could be anything.
oh, that's true. Even Zelda 2, maybe, if you guys don't BS me again.
I mean, how many times do you have to be BS'd before you stop believing people?
17. No.
Well, at least we're up to 14. So. After that, I I hate saying it because I think it's such a fun game, but I think it's gonna be Peggle Knights.
Really? Okay.
I think it's gonna be just like when something is obviously very simple and very easy to understand, but then you keep failing at it over and over and over. I think that's what's gonna happen to me there. Is I'm gonna look at Peggle Knights. I'm gonna be like, this is so simple. Why can't I hit the goddamn orange peg?
I was going to put the Final Fantasy minigames.
Okay. We'll put that at 15.
And my reasoning behind that is because by themselves, they're okay. Having to do this in this setting is going to be a nightmare.
Yeah. If you're a fan of the Final Fantasies like you and I and Quantum are and Decky, it's you're just return to what you know. I think these are going to be very difficult for a lot of people.
I think so too.
I'm glad that Decky went through and put in a very robust tiebreaker because I foresee a lot of people not getting a single point and having to go to the tiebreakers. So, a lot of that is tough. Like, think about Triple Triad. You are starting out with the base deck, your base 5 cards, and trying to beat the guy to get Quist is super tough because you're playing open and one. You're not playing same and plus where you can outsmart the AI. You're literally just trying to overpower them.
So I've probably played maybe 2 hours of 8 total. Never actually got to the Triple Triad there, but hearing same plus and then knowing that that's in 14, just my eyes rolled back so far into the head.
If you understand same and plus, it is a very sharp weapon. If you don't understand or like it doesn't come naturally to you, it is a very sharp weapon pointed at you.
Well, and that's the thing. You can still fully understand it, and the computer is still going to be like, nah, here you go. Give me everything.
Yep. And part of that is planning. You kind of got to think a few steps ahead and plan for that. I would play. I'm getting on a tangent here, but in 14, I would keep one card that had like I think it was 5s on all directions, and it was entirely so I could same and plus.
Yeah. This week, since I was just gonna make a quick also side tangent. This week with the start of Dawn Trail, anytime that I've approached a new NPC, the two main things have been Ascension and Plus. So I've had to actually just go back to my normal deck that doesn't have Ascension cards because it gets to the point where every card is 10,
Yeah.
or valued at 10, and then it just makes it so easy for the NPC
It,
to just flip cards.
yep, everything just pluses and combos. Um, I think 14. I'm leaning towards Nightfire. I'm not.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
I think that one's just gonna be. We had a lot of trouble with GoldenEye, even though I still liked it. I just think it's gonna be like tough and frustrating. Especially
I
with
was
the
gonna go
controller.
with Crash Team Racing next myself.
Oh, I think this one's gonna be way fun. I'm gonna disagree with you on that one. I think Crash Team Racing is gonna be one of the top ones.
I'm not all that good at racing games, so
Okay.
that's why.
Okay, that's fair.
That's why I would put it there.
I'm gonna go ahead and put Kula World next. It's a puzzler. Apparently, it's really popular. A lot of people like it. I don't know. I just don't
I
know.
think that's going to be the surprise of the season.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that is a fair thing. Oh God, how did we skip Where's Wally?
You know what? How did we skip that? Put that under Kula World.
Yeah, we're gonna put that under Kula World.
Because, admittedly, the concept of it is fun. I like it. But it does get very BSy very fast.
Yeah, I think that one's gonna be actually one of the worst ones of the season.
That will not surprise me if that ends up at the bottom of a lot of people's lists, should they decide to make these lists.
Let's see. After that, I'm gonna go with I'm feeling Road Rash 2.
Okay. Again, racing game, and while I nominated Road Rash 3, again, still not good at racing games.
Yeah.
So I wager that it's there.
I'm not good at racers either, and when I was testing it, the frame rate really screwed me up a lot. Especially when you go up and you like hit a jump or something, it's so hard to tell what you're doing.
Yeah.
I like get lost.
And I just want to point out that, like, from here on in, these are games that I'm going to like.
Yeah, at this point, it's mostly enjoyable games. Let's see. What are you feeling about probably Stepmania next?
That was exactly what I was going to put next.
Stepmania in the top 10. I'm a big Bimani guy, so like personally, that's gonna be contender for like top 3. But I kind of see that as this one being more of a niche game.
Well, I believe there was a time where I recommended or I nominated, I don't remember what season it was for, but I'm fairly certain I nominated, it begins with an A, I'm fairly certain, Amplitude.
Yeah.
So I do like rhythm games, and I feel that that's just going to be like DDR type game, so.
Okay. Yeah, Stepmania. I'm feeling Mega Bomberman after this.
I was gonna put Tetris next, but yeah,
That's
okay.
fair. That was
Either
the
one.
next one for me. That was gonna be the next one for me. Put Tetris at 8. Mega Bomberman.
I like Tetris, but boy, oh boy, it gets there's a time where it'll just go speed up on you. I'm not gonna try for sound effects.
And I'm not. While I have watched videos about all the pro Tetris players and how they get to level 50 and 60 and whatever it is now the record is before the game crashes on them, I cannot reproduce their techniques. So, level 9, level 10, level 9, level 10, maybe level 11. Here we go. Kind of where it just gets too fast for me. Let's see. What do we have left? Let's look at what we have left first. I
was gonna say SSX Tricky next for me.
Tricky. I think I was gonna go with Fatal Frame, but
okay.
SSX Tricky.
Either or.
Gonna be close here too. So
I think for what it's worth, I like it, but I also think I'm going to have a lot of trouble with Fatal Frame.
Yeah. All right. We'll do Fatal Frame 6. And
okay.
then I think number 5 is gonna be SSX. Because we remember, we're in the top 5 here. These are good games now.
Agreed.
We have Turtles,
and then
Mario 3, and Mario 64 left.
Yes, and Tony Hawk too.
Oh, How did I
which
miscount?
I think should naturally be after SSX Tricky.
I somehow miscounted. Oh no, I never mind. I'm good. We have 4 left, not 3. Yes. So Tony Hawk. I'm good with that. Tony Hawk 2, and then I'm thinking we go Turtles as 3,
Turtles.
and
Mm-hmm.
then personally I would do Mario 3, then Mario 64.
Oh, and I was gonna say Mario 64 and then Mario 3,
You know what? We'll
but
we'll give a little.
in either one is fine.
Yeah. Again, these are top 3, so they're all winners. We'll throw a little bone to Grom here and put Mario 3 at top. That'll make his pants tight. So there you go. So our predicted list, and I'll go ahead and I'll send this to you in Discord so we have a record of it.
Excellent.
Oh,
We'll pin that.
so that's what we're thinking. And then, of course, Return of a Legend, Wheel of Sequels are going to be mystery games that we will have to add posthumously.
Yep.
Yeah, exciting season though. Like seriously, looking at this, there's only like 5 or 6 games that I think are going to be just not,
Trash.
not even really bad so much as just tough.
Yeah. This is a very solid list, and
We got
like
a
there
lot
were
of good
ones where I
nominations.
was. This is another season where, like, looking at this list, and also Return of the Legends is going to take a factor here, as well as suck. But like, if it was just this list, I would probably play each and every one.
Yeah,
Give it a solid attempt.
yeah. We had absolutely had a cornucopia of nominations this season, so it was really hard
Hmm.
to. I mean, when we got to, I mean, look at we saw Player's Choice too. We didn't even think about that. We have Player's Choice
Yeah.
not there yet. Look at the games that are on Player's Choice, and those are the games that barely did not make the cut, and I mean barely.
Which saddens me. I was really, really wanting a Zelda game in there.
You still have a chance.
Obviously.
Get out there and campaign. You can still
Again,
do it.
everybody, you will get a personalized thumbs up from me and a virtual pat on the shoulder. 2 pats on the shoulder if you vote for Zelda 3 Hearts No Deaths for Link to the Past.
So,
A lot of
yeah.
people are like, that doesn't seem doable. It's very doable.
And a reminder, I did put this in the Discord, but if you made a nomination for season 6 and it didn't get through, you are still welcome to nominate it for season 7. You can absolutely renominate it. Give it a second look over of your rule sets. We did get some nominations that the rule sets were pretty bare, and it's like, look, we're not gonna do the work for you. We'll try
Yeah.
to perfect it and round some corners where we can, or round some rough edges where we can, but we need you to be the one who is going to really dig into the rules, look into things that are going to be problems, try to foresee some of this. It makes it a lot easier for us to push it forward into the nominations when we have a good picture of what the game's going to be like.
And hey, get creative with it. That'll
Absolutely.
pique the interest of a lot of people, I think.
Absolutely. If you're defaulting to progress over time, that's vanilla. Give us a Rocky Road game. Give us a birthday cake. Give us something that's got something funky in there that's going to make it way different than any time we've played it before. That is,
Hmm.
at the very least, it's going to catch some eyes. Now, if you put it out and it's just shit, yeah, we're going to be like, what are you thinking? What are you smoking? But just speaking from personal experience, when I was looking through some of these, I'm like, oh, this is boring. This is just playing the normal game.
Play ET with your eyes closed.
I can think of better ways to spend my afternoon.
I would skip that week.
All right. Well, with that said and that done, let's move to what everybody is sticking around for.
Here we go.
We have the Wheel of Predictions.
Look at all those names on the Wheel of Predictions. Holy cow. So they must have updated that website because unless it's a new feature, because the wheel spins just like this now.
Um, it spins like this the first time you load up the web page, and then after you
Okay,
spun
so
it
that is
once.
new.
Yeah. So, we still doing top 10?
Still doing top 10. For anyone watching, if you do not see your name on there,
Let me know.
let us know for week 2 and on, because we're not changing it right now.
Yeah, it's too late. I've gone through and chosen all the people who I personally think have a good chance to actually submit, or people who have already submitted. And yeah, if you submit between now and next week, then I'll add you to next week's list. So anyway,
Sounds like a good plan.
number 10.
Number 10. There we go. I'm a little bit laggy behind you, so.
Oh,
Oh, is it me? Is it me? Fuchsia! Ah!
almost.
So what was, like, when did Fuchsia pop up for you versus when did it pop up for me?
It was like almost 10 seconds.
Yeah, wow. Okay, give me 1 second here. Let me pause and refresh the stream. You
I'll
could,
have to
or
help.
just go ahead and say the name when it ends. So.
Okay, I can do that. All right, number 9.
That seems to have refreshed, though. It's probably like 2 seconds behind now.
Okay, I'll tell you, and then you can confirm. Adrian's Revenge.
Oh, just like a second. Yeah. All right. Way to
Awesome.
go, ads. Coming at number 9. Numeral 80.
Ooh,
Is that Mr. Lips?
that is the Lips himself. That's
Alrighty.
surprising. I would have thought he would have done a lot better than that.
Well, we'll see on Monday.
Yeah, we'll see tomorrow.
Mr. Matt.
I feel like he's gonna be done by the time I wake up, and I'm gonna have to watch the VOD.
Yeah. The downside to having friends who live 6 hours, well, 8 for you, 6 hours in the future.
Jason Vader.
All right.
I know he had a real heck of a time the other day.
Yeah. That he did. Boy, these last 3 people I just recorded an episode of Low Res with.
Oh yeah. Oh my.
Oh, see, now it stopped the stream on right between Stormfeather and Dekia, and it looks like it was coming up on me. So
It is you.
is it me?
It is
Excellent. I'll gladly take 6th, even though I'm in 3rd right now.
you. It's an awful game. So 6 is a good place on an awful game.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. We're
What a
still
low
sticking
res
with the
super
low
fan.
res.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, Mr. Rocket.
Oh, I am so far behind now.
Steven's Rocket.
Steven's Rocket at number 5. Yes, this is the top half now. So
I mean, good job to Steven. Not really his wheelhouse of games, but well done.
hey, looks like he showed up and got the spin on the wheel. That's all you need, right?
That's all it takes.
Number 4
Oh,
goes to.
Now we've got a bit of a
I'm like-
discrepancy because I think Decky's behind you.
Oh, it landed on Decky.
Yeah. Good old Desi.
Decky somehow sneaking up and stabbing me in the back and taking my score or something. That's what it's got to be, right?
Stealing some emeralds from you.
Way to go, Desi.
So this is for 3rd.
Goes to. Looks like
Ooh.
Mr. Handsome Strife.
The handsome one himself. And I do hope he's able to submit more games this season. I do like having him there.
As do I, yeah.
2nd place.
All right. Number 2 goes to.
Good job! Yay!
Oh, your wife. Way to go.
Good job, Ash. You got second place.
I doubt that. I heard that clear as a bell. Oh, and the number one top spot for Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis on the Game Boy Advance goes to
It's not me. Ooh. That's ironic because I don't think Tom's even going to submit this one.
Tom the Wizard. Wow.
I wouldn't be surprised if he just doesn't play Sonic.
Doesn't even submit and still gets first place. That is something right there. So, to recap, for this week's spin for Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis, at number 10 is Fuchsia. At number 9 is Ad's Adrian's Revenge. Whichever you like to be called, I don't know. I'm going to go formal here. At number 8, it's Garlips. At number 7, it's Jason Vader. At number 6, me. At number 5, it's Mr. Stevens Rocket. At number 4, Decky F. At number 3, Handsome Strife. At number 2, Ash Knocked. And at number 1, somehow probably not submitting the game at all, Tom the Wizard. I mean, he is a wizard, right? That says it all right there.
That's a good point. We did not account for magic, which is what it would
Yeah.
take to make this game play properly.
That is very, very, very true.
So, all right, guys, that's it for first week of Pre-3. Welcome back to this. Welcome back to the wheel. Welcome back to the Wheelers. Of course, we got to get one of the worst games out of the way on the first week, but unless Suck comes up tomorrow, I can pretty much guarantee that next week, yeah, I'm already living several days in the future. But unless Suck comes up on Wednesday, then I can pretty much guarantee that the next game will be much, much better.
Yeah.
Markman Sonic stream when? I don't have plans right now. I honestly am kind of up in the air, really tied up at the moment. So I'll announce it in the Wheeler streaming when I actually have a moment to do it. But
Excellent. I hope you do.
it's, yeah, things are...
Have you done a revamp on your screen? On your
No, I haven't touched my stream at all.
HUD? Oh, okay.
But I would like to do something very similar to this. How I've got this one set up, it's been working really nice.
Well, if this is a preview of what's to come, yours is going to be fantastic. So
I hope so. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I spent several hours yesterday. Like probably like 8. So, all right, guys. Thanks for joining us, and we'll try to do. I think we're gonna try and shoot for Saturdays again. This week was just both Kylo and I were busy yesterday, so hopefully next week we can hit it on Saturday and again right about the same time.
Yep.
So that said, best of luck to everybody, and we can't next Saturday.
Oh,
So maybe not next Saturday. Oh, that's right. It's Lily's birthday party. All right. So Sunday again next week. And hopefully after that, we'll return to Saturdays.
sounds good.
So, yeah. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Best of luck to you. And see you next week. Bye.
Have a good one.